Hey, Garrett, straight back here. Talk about the outcome. Obviously, not the outcome you wanted this week or last week, but your coach was talking about kind of the way you guys are playing and some of the confidence you might take from that. Can you talk about the transposition there between losing but also gaining momentum the way you're playing?
I'm proud of our guys, proud of our team. It was definitely not an easy game, and neither was last week. But especially on the offensive side, proud of some of the young guys that stepped up in there. Josh and Kalen, got thrown into the fire early, and we just had to go with that. Not the outcome we wanted, and but I mean we were continuing to put up offense, and I thought Coach Gilbert called a great game. We got a little slow down there in the second half, and I wasn't executing the way I should have been. But I mean, there's a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of points left out on the board out there today. But I'm proud of the way we fought, and we just got to come together and rebound this week and have a great week of practice and get ready for Friday.
Garrett, you're having a lot of consecutive starting reps now with these same guys. How are you feeling in the system? Because you looked really comfortable in the pocket today.
I mean, I feel good. I'm gaining confidence as we go. I did not think the pass game was as efficient as I wanted. It was better than last week, I thought. But, we got to keep getting better and, be more efficient, especially down the field, and just continue to grow and develop. But it's got to happen now. We can't wait a couple weeks. It's got to happen this week.
Hey, Garrett, I know a lot happened today, so I don't mean to single out one play, but that 3rd and 6 in overtime, what were you looking for and what didn't materialize?
It was just one of our drawback passes, and, in that kind of situation, you got to get completion or throw it out of bounds. I kind of went against the grain and ran a couple times, but, Sean was there. If that's the one you're talking about, the one out there to Sean.
Yeah, the one before, in overtime, the one before the field goal.
No, it was miscommunication on my part, and I didn't execute. We thought we were on one page, but we were on a different, and that was my fault.
Was that also a pocket pass? It was kind of, I couldn't quite tell. Would you like to maybe be able to be put in space a little more often in those situations?
Yeah, I thought it was a good call. It was a good call for what we wanted to do.
Garrett, you mentioned right in the beginning Josh and Kalen stepping in today. 2 freshmen up front, and you still run for like 330 yards. Just wondering if you could speak to the way they filled in today.
Say that last part again.
Just wondering if you could just kind of give your thoughts on how the young guys filled in today up front.
I'm proud of those guys, the way they fought. I don't see a whole lot of that stuff, especially being back there when I'm reading other things as well. But obviously the numbers show for the way they played, and I'm sure there's mistakes in there, but it was a good effort, and I'm proud of those 2 especially.
Garrett, you've had 3 starts these last 2 games, very close, push the teams to the brink. How do you kind of assess your play at this point, and what positives can you take?
I mean, we're moving the ball for the most part. We're scoring points. We just got to be more efficiency. Occasionally, we can't be occasionally great. We've got to be consistently good. And there's like today, we're drives, we're moving the ball. And then certain things, I missed a guy or whatnot, and just got to continue to be consistent. That's the biggest thing, I think, for us moving forward.
Also joined by Mikel Jones before you as well with Garrett, so address your question the person you'd like to speak with. We'll start back with Tommy and then go to Mario right there.
Garrett, in the first half, you seem to be looking at Devon Cooper a lot. Was there something you saw out there that made you start to go to him more, or was this something kind of going in that you had really found some rhythm with him?
It was more the play and the concept with the defense that they were playing, and he was the guy really comfortable with him. And I have to go back and watch the film, but have a lot of trust in him and know he's going to continue to keep making plays for us.
Mario, Garrett, I know we talked about when you came here how you kind of like to take the take-back approach of things. Well, now being one of the leaders on this football team, what do you tell the guys coming into this week to try and change the momentum?
It starts with me. I got to be a lot better first and foremost. But we got to stay together, come together, trust each other, and continue to work and get better and take it day by day. That's the biggest thing.
Garrett, how badly did you want to go for that 4th and 1 that you guys ended up taking the field goal?
I wanted to go for it pretty bad, but I think at the end of the day that was a good call with our field goal kicker and with our defense, led by Mikel. I think that was the right call to make, but it didn't happen. So we live and you learn. Go from there.
Sorry if you were asked about this already, but what happened on the delay of game penalty?
on the 2-point conversion?
Conversion. Say the biggest thing. I mean, we ran out of time, obviously, but it was just more of the. How should I say this? Just the operation. You know, it was just kind of we were finalizing to make sure everything was right. We had a good play called too, and but especially when I'm out there, I got to be more attentive to the play clock. So it comes down to me in that situation, but. I mean, it just took a while to get the play in, but once we got out there, I got to pay attention to the play clock and go from there.
How would you assess the kind of balance that you guys had between the pass game and the run game today? Obviously, I think there were some designed pass plays where you're kind of taking off running. Like, how do you feel like you kind of balance the two?
I think the biggest thing, I want to throw the ball every play, naturally as a quarterback, but I think we got to get better in the pass game. There's a lot of opportunities for more pass yards. And we just got to keep getting better there. But our run game is very solid. Coach Smith does a good job. Coach Lynch and Coach Reno, they do a good job. Coach Gilbert, all of them getting the run plays for the week and everything. And we got a great running back, and all the O-line played really well. So it's just a combination of that. I think there's a lot of more opportunities in the pass game for yards on the offensive side, and we got to keep getting better at that.
Mikel, over the last 2 weeks, back here, Mikel, sorry. Over the last 2 weeks, you guys have given up a large chunk of points, but I thought at times the defenses look great. What needs to change going into next week with this defense?
I feel like we got to come out stronger and come out more locked in and less mistakes.
Mikel, what can you say about, pushing Florida State to the brink and then having this game go to overtime with Wake Forest? What positives can you take away at this point, and how can you build on this knowing that Clemson's coming in?
Like I said, all the mistakes we made in these last 2 weeks, I feel like they're going to help us coming into this next week right here.
Garrett, you reshuffled the receiving group this week. How did you feel they performed in week 1?
Are you talking about this week?
Yeah, this is week 1 with the reshuffled receiving core. How did you feel they performed?
I like those. I like the guys we got. They do a lot of good things, and chemistry. I think we got to keep getting better, and because we're moving a lot of guys around, trying different, especially when people go down or things happen. But I like the guys. I love that room. I think and Coach T. Sam does a great job with them, and we just got to keep getting better and be on the same page and making plays and just be more efficient going forward.
Garrett, season high for you in passing yards, career high for you in rushing yards. You're starting to get a better. Are you starting to get a better sense of the Syracuse offense? Were you seeing anything out there differently than you have in recent weeks?
No, like I said earlier, I thought Coach Gilbert called a great game, and all those plays that he called allowed us to have those opportunities. And when things weren't going so well, I'd take the responsibility. I wasn't operating like how I should have. But there's opportunities out there, and there's tons of yards and points we left out on the board today. And so just got to capitalize on those. I think that's the biggest thing going forward, so we don't really have to deal with all the other things going into at the end of the game.
Last 3, we'll start with Mark and Mario back, and then finish right here.
Mikel, question for you. Just tell me what the locker room is like after a game like this. And last week, too, where you played well enough to win, you lose in the last play, but you're playing well. So tell me what that mood is like.
It's tough. It's tough because it's very close games and games we know we can win. And yeah, it's a tough atmosphere, but we know we can. We know we're gonna use those mistakes and just keep getting better. We got a big opportunity coming up this Friday to show the ACC and the fans what we're capable of.
Wake Forest kind of got rolling there in the second quarter and obviously carried it on throughout the second half. What were they doing against you guys defensively that allowed that?
I don't believe they ran the ball a lot. I feel like it was a lot of the passes. They caught us in man coverage here and there, and every opportunity they had to make a play on in the passing game, they did.
Hey, Mikel, apologies if you were asked about these yet, but 2 plays I wanted to get your take on. The 3rd and 23 conversion in the first half, and then the last play of the game. What kind of happened on those 2 plays?
Both of those plays, those are plays where the guys from Wake Forest, they just went up and made plays. Our guys was in the right position. They just made plays.
Yeah. Last question just for Garrett. You talked about your offensive line just being thrown into the fire, some of the new guys being out there. What can you talk about the success they had today? They were doing really good against some of the stints and some of the twists that the Wake Forest line was throwing at them and giving you more time in the run-pass option game. What can you talk about that?
The Biggest thing is just being ready, but also a lot of that credit goes to Sean Tucker for making plays, making guys miss in the backfield. And I know you don't really see that live sometimes, but Sean did a great job making plays for him, but especially them, they were, moving guys, and I'll have to go back and watch it and see exactly how it went. But, I'm just proud of those guys for the way they stepped in there, and we just got to keep getting better, keep growing.